Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for December 2022. We're just gonna jump right in here, Virgo. And sorry, I'm just like throwing this deck around as usual. But we're gonna look at your current general energies. You have this snail card. It says trust in the invisible. And you also show up here in your first position as the hermit, which is pretty powerful. I can tell already that this is a very kind of like powerful reading. Some of you could be stepping into your true power. There's some sort of, change in your environment as well. Snail medicine is the fact that snails wear their homes on their backs, and it kind of represents your environment, the energy that is surrounds you, the things that you do in your life, pretty much any of that stuff. So I feel that there is a change in your environment going on now. Look at this. This is a very good reading. You have some very good stuff coming up, but what I would say is that with the Judgment card, I kind of feel like you need to answer a calling. And sorry, like I said, I just dropped this deck, so some of these cards are in reverse. I don't read reversals. This is the Tarot of the Mystical Moments, by the way, if you're wondering what deck this is. But I feel here that with this snail card, that your environment is going to be very important, like I said. You have the Hermit, the Judgment card, and the Queen of Wands. The Judgment card, I feel, for you is about answering some sort of calling. Traditionally, on the Judgment card, the people are rising up out of coffins. The coffins represent their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. And so I feel like you need to step into some sort of new life. But it hasn't been, the interesting thing here is that it's like it hasn't been developed yet, is what I'm getting. You have the Star, Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. It's like this is your happily ever after, this new life that you could be experiencing. But it's like the Star is kind of like a wish, something you're hoping for. The Ace of Pentacles is something that needs to be created. And I feel going this way, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles to the Five of Cups, is that there could be some past disappointments, or, I don't even think it has to be that big of a deal. It's like sometimes I think like if we're building a business, maybe we had a past failure, or maybe something wasn't as good as we thought it was. And it's like those old, patterns or thoughts kind of interrupt our future success. And I feel like this is saying, don't do that. It is also crazy to me that pretty much everyone has had the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles in the reading. Pretty much everyone has had multiple aces. So there definitely seems to be a collective energy of like new beginnings at this time. The Hermit is your energy. So I really feel this is just you coming up in a very strong position here, Virgo. And you have the Queen of Wands. So very attractive at this time. If you're looking for love, I would definitely get out there. It doesn't matter what gender you are either. I don't attach gender to my cards in these general readings, but I feel like this is just you no matter what. So I would get out there if you're looking for love. If you're trying to attract anything in your life, I would also be more seductive to whatever it is that you want. Basically, all you have to do is act as if you already have something, and I feel literally you will have it. Or I feel like you need to bathe in the energy of like the things that you want. As I always say, you just need to match the energy of something you want, and I feel like you could attract things very, very quickly. With the Hermit card, you have the Hierophant. Some of you could be dealing with the Taurus. For others, I feel like you're hoping for marriage here, or you're looking for just a commitment in general. I am just getting the word commitment as well. So some of you might just be looking for a commitment from a job or a business. Sometimes I think we get a job or a business, but maybe it's like part-time. Maybe you want a deeper commitment here. And that's really all I'm getting. With the Judgment card, you have the Four of Cups, again, past disappointments. This really tells me that you feel like you don't have everything you need, even though you do. I feel like you need to keep making mistakes here. Virgo is literally what I'm getting. It's like you're so close. It's like I feel very close to something. If I put myself in your shoes, I feel very close. It reminds me of like years ago, I had this feeling, like the best way I could describe it is I felt like I was on like a razor's edge. Like I feel like I was just about to like tip over into something good, in my life. And I was. It was this channel or the change that I made to this channel where I really started growing. But it was also like a super frustrating time. I feel like people don't realize that. It's like, before I had exploded, I was like super frustrated in like just the way things were going in my life. And, that's kind of like the feeling I'm getting here with the Four Cups. I'm not sure if you're frustrated or if you just have that energy of anticipation and it's just kind of like building, right? So what I would say here is I would make sure that you are, if it wants to focus, I would make sure that you are channeling your energy like into things like I think it would have been much more productive for me personally looking back to put that energy into like a project or into a hobby or something like that, just to get the energy like flowing, right? With the Queen of Wands, you have the Five of Wands. There's some sort of risk that you have to take. I feel like I say this to you every single reading here, Virgo. It could just be the risk of exposure. Again, we have Pluto moving into Aquarius next year. It's going to be there very briefly, and then it's going to retrograde back into Capricorn. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Pluto is a generational planet. As far as I'm concerned, it's like once it touches that, that's it. I mean, we're going to be dealing with that energy for like 20 years. So big energy, and Pluto is now moving away from Earth. When it's in Capricorn, it's as close to Earth as it can possibly get. Now it's moving out. So there's some sort of change here, but part of me feels that the risk is the risk of being wrong, the risk of being exposed for something, right? Aquarius is the star, so it kind of shines a light or exposes things sometimes, and I would just say take the risk. Next, in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this first quarter moon in Leo. It says be humble here. Like, why? I feel like you should be showing off. That's why I'm asking why. You have this last quarter moon in Gemini. It says clear your mind. I don't really feel this is asking you to be humble. I feel like you are being humble. I definitely would be focusing your mind at this time as well. It's like you're accomplishing a lot. You have the Knight of Wands here, the Star, and the Ace of Wands. So, very inspired energy. Both of these cards to me, this card here, the Knight of Wands, and the Ace of Wands, and the Star, all three represent inspirations. I feel like you need to move towards your inspirations. I feel like that Be Humble card as well. What's popping into my head right now is that there could be some things that you need to learn that you think you already know, and I feel like it would just be a good time to maybe go back over things. Reminds me, I used to know a guy who was like a famous marketer, and he would always go to like the beginner, like if he was going to a conference or something, he would go to like the beginner classes, and people would always be like, why are you coming to these like beginner classes? And he's like, because this is the stuff that I forget. This is the stuff that I need to know the most about. And, I don't know, there's something to that there, Virgo. So if you're like, if you're learning something, or maybe if you're making mistakes in business or even in love, I feel like sometimes the mistakes we make are actually beginner mistakes. It's not the hard, complicated stuff that we forget. It's the easy stuff. So, I kind of feel that here as well with this Knight of Wands. The interesting thing is intuitively, I feel like you will be noticing some inconsistencies this month, but not like in a bad way. And again, I feel like these inconsistencies are saying go to the beginning, right? So if you are noticing inconsistencies in your finances, you probably are just making like a very small, easy to correct mistake, but that's literally what I'm getting here. So I don't let it turn into a big mistake, right? Same thing in business. If things aren't going as well as you'd like, I think there's just like a small little thing that could be causing a problem. I don't know what it is because I don't know what your business is, but I would pay attention. You have the Star here, so a lot of fulfillment coming in for you. Again, even with like small little mistakes, I feel there's a lot of good stuff coming in for you here with the Star. Every single person has had the Star as well. Or I don't know if it's every person, but a lot of people have had the Star card. So, I feel like there could be a lot of fulfillment coming in for you. I feel like it's time to make a wish as well. The Star can represent like wishes and wish fulfillment. And I kind of feel, but I feel like an energy of expansion here. It makes sense to me because your opposite sign is Pisces. Neptune is in Pisces right now. And I feel like I said this to you a while ago, but you're the only sign that gets this. I would be taking like whatever it is you think you can accomplish, multiply it by 1,000. And are you going to be able to accomplish that? Maybe not, but even if you get like 100, right, times better than what you thought you would get, that's better than what you thought you would get. So I really feel needing to expand, needing to feel that energy. You have the Ace of Wands here. Again, every single person has had the Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. It's crazy, blowing my mind. I've switched decks multiple times as well. People always ask me, do the card stick? I'm like, no, I have like a whole stack of them right here. And I rotate every single sign. So, it blows me. It blows my mind too. Sometimes I can't believe it when cards repeat so much. I know I have a lot of cards on the table, but really this doesn't happen very frequently. So I would say the multiple aces are really saying that pretty much everyone as a collective, we have opportunities for major new beginnings right now to do things that we actually want to do. Again, I look at the Ace of Wands as something that we truly want to do. It's like our desire. It's not just a job. It's like a job that we want to do. It's not just a career or a business. It's something that leads to a lot of fulfillment because the Ace of Wands inspires it, and it also makes us feel fulfilled. So definitely something I'd be thinking about. I feel also, by the way, that there could be love coming in for you. It's someone with Aquarius in the chart is what I'm getting, or you have Taurus, Aquarius, fire in general here. So it could be any sign, but, I feel like there is like a wish come true in love. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Fool. Definitely time for you to take a leap of faith. I would pay attention. It's funny because, the Fool, he has a feather in his cap as well. And the feather in the cap is kind of like knowledge or knowing something. So again, more kind of, clues that it's time for you to kind of look at the beginner stuff here. But I do feel you're taking a leap of faith with the Knight of Wands and this Fool card, probably to go on like some sort of adventure in your life. With the Star card, you have the Eight of Cups here. I feel like you're letting go of disappointments, and I feel like you're walking towards fulfillment. The Eight of Cups is the only card in the tarot, traditional tarot, that has an eclipse on it. We're leaving that eclipse season behind, although I think we're dealing with the energy from those eclipses until March of next year at least, or probably till April, which is when the next set of eclipses are. And, I think we're just leaving things behind that no longer serve us. Not that big of an energy, really. Because everybody's doing it is what I would say. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Six of Swords. Moving on to calmer shores, I definitely feel there are improvements. I think things are a lot better than you think. If you are feeling like negative about the future or, about the government or whatever is going on in life, I feel things are actually going to be a lot better than you think and are not going to be as bad as you think. As I keep encouraging people, though, it's like the government's not going to save us. Nothing's going to save us. Again, the time that we're entering into, we have to save ourselves. That's why I keep encouraging people to focus on the star, to focus on inspiration, inspiring other people, growing, expanding. Because like the more people we can get to do that, the faster we can get out of this mess, I believe. And that's what we need to do. We just need to inspire people, and that's it, plain and simple. Next, we're going to look at any signs that you could be getting. What did I label as signs? Signs you need to pay attention to this month. These are going to be signs you need to pay attention to for whatever reason. And you have this building blocks card. Again, I feel you're being lifted up in work or career in some area of your life. So if you're like working on a project, I feel like you're noticing that things are falling into place. You're not the only person to get a message like this. That kind of like the sign is the fact that you're getting signs that you're moving in the right direction. For you, Virgo, I feel like you could be, it's like the people, the places, the things, it's like everything is just right, are the words that are popping into my head. But it's almost as if like, I feel like there could be moments as well where maybe something in your business where it's like maybe you have to like apply to get a license and maybe you're running out of time, but it's like everything just falls into place at the last minute. So I kind of get this like last minute energy here as well. So if you're wondering if you're moving in the right direction in work or business, I would say there's like a lot of this like, serendipity, falling into right place, right time type of situations going on there. And that's like a sign that you're going the right direction. I just feel in general, though, that you are kind of ascending. I know that's not what this row is about, but in general, I feel like you're growing in work or business or whatever it is that you do. You have the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. Number one, on the Knight of Swords, I would get a second opinion on anything. Not really a sign or a symbol, I guess, but it kind of is. Like if someone comes to you, like if you have to get something fixed in your house or like with your car, I always say Knight of Swords is my second opinion card. It says that maybe a person comes to you and is like, oh, this is going to cost $1 million, but really maybe it doesn't. So I would get a second opinion on anything that doesn't feel right. I feel like, and I would also pay attention to stress. Normally on a traditional card, on the Knight of Swords, the horse looks stressed out. So if something is like causing you a lot of stress where you feel like you're being pushed or someone's trying to push you into something, then I would also get a second opinion on that. But you could also just have that feeling. I always say with the Knight of Swords, no get rich quick schemes at this time. No courses that are going to make you $1 million overnight or anything like that, because the Knight of Swords is like getting pushed into something, and it usually doesn't work well with the Knight of Swords. You have the Ace of Pentacles here as well. I feel like you are getting a big opportunity. This one is going to smack you right upside the head, Virgo. So I feel there could be just like a big opportunity that you see. You are going to see it right in front of you, and I would take it. In business, this could be like the opportunity to present something. You could literally be presenting something like, giving a speech or a talk or something like that. This could be in business, but it could also be in your career or your job. For others, I'm getting something about teaching here as well. It's like you could be getting the opportunity to teach something in work or business. And I would definitely take that opportunity. I feel it's something that's going to lead to a lot of success. For some of you, I also feel this is love, because right next to it, you have the Ten of Cups. I love this. To me, you could be, if you haven't already met a person, because judging by this reading, it looks like you have for some of you. Then if you haven't, I feel like you are going to meet someone where it's like you're happily ever after. You have the Three of Wands here. Three of Wands is a card of growth and expansion. And, all your readings focus on growth and expansion, plain and simple. But I also feel what this is saying is you need to pay attention to something where you don't really maybe see much of an opportunity, but then you start to see an opportunity. No, and here's what I mean by that. Is normally this guy here, or this is a lady on this one, she's looking out at the water in a traditional Three of Wands, but she might think that it's the desert because it's kind of like a golden color on the traditional card. But if she looks closer, there's three ships out there. There's like an opportunity. So I feel like you need to pay attention to it's kind of like weird because I don't even know how to say this, but it's like there's some opportunities that maybe you don't see, right? What I would say is I feel like the sign is going to almost be like anticipation energy, like we talked about a minute ago, or nervousness in presenting something. So you might be putting something out into the world and you might be nervous to do it. And I feel like that's the sign or symbol that you're going in the right direction. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Two of Cups. Definitely could be love coming in for you. I do feel like there could be love communication coming in for you here. And again, I would definitely not rush. I wouldn't rush this situation. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Swords here. I do feel like for some of you, there could be an opportunity where there's like a different way to do it. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but that's not really what it represents. It's a card of doing things differently. It's a card of tactics and doing things tactically. So I feel there could be some opportunities for you to do things differently in your life. And I would just stay open to, all opportunities here with this card. With the Three of Wands, you have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a card of expansion as well. It's also a card of like passing through a portal, and it's also a card of marriage. So some of you could be getting married to a person in the future, but it's also a card of commitment. I also feel some of you could be kind of like completing something like a project, and I feel like that's a sign that you're about to, expand into something else. I'm also getting something here weird about changing direction. You don't really have any cards of changing direction necessarily, but I feel, it's kind of interesting that you're going this way. Five of Wands, kind of like, I see this as taking a risk. Eight of Cups, walking away from something. Two of Cups, you're finding your true love. But I mean this in work or business. Even if you're retired, you could be discovering something that you're working on that is like your true love, your passion, right? So I feel some of you could be discovering that. But it's going to be like a change with that Four of Wands is how it's popping into my head. You could be kind of, taking your business or your career in a new direction. I don't know if that's for you, if it makes sense, then it's going to be a good thing. Next, you have this distant horizon card. This is in the area of the unexpected. What's in your distant horizon? Well, this says mature man. This could just be you maturing. Again, these people cards I always clarify, but we already have the clarifier here. You could be attracting a mature person into your life if you want love, but I also feel like you could just be maturing, and that would be a good thing. You have the Five of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Swords here. I didn't even realize you have three aces right here, which is crazy. So definitely major new beginning vibes. The Five of Cups, I feel, is saying, I actually feel there is a turnaround coming in for you. Five of Cups is normally a card of like disappointment. He's crying over spilt milk or spilt wine. And so for some of you, though, I feel like you're kind of, it's a card of gratitude and needing to be grateful. I actually feel you are very grateful at this time, and that's exactly why you are probably attracting this Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty, happiness, good things coming in for you, total fulfillment. So these are all the things I feel like you're attracting. And you also have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a victory and a win. So there's definitely some sort of victory here. Three aces, pretty crazy. That Ten of Cups is like your happily ever after. So let's see here. With the Five of Cups, you have the Two of Wands, a major expansion. I mean, you have the Two of Wands here, you have the Three of Wands, you have all these cards of kind of like getting out into the world here, Virgo. So get out there. I feel like you need to shoot your shot with the universe, whatever that means for you. Take a chance is what I'm going to say. Maybe you want to start a business or do something. I would take the risk. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Definitely could be a earth sign. So you could be attracting a fellow earth sign into your life. Could also just be a person with a lot of earth in their chart. I feel like they're a little cautious though, but again, I feel they're going to be changing. You're going to be getting closer as the relationship develops with the Ten of Cups, so I wouldn't worry about it. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Knight of Swords again. So you have the Knight of Swords twice. This could be like a truth being exposed or the truth coming out. What I would say to you though, Virgo, is that if you have like a past person who is bringing you the truth, it's kind of like you've already moved on, is what I would say here. So it's not going to change the situation. That's really how I see this. We're going to pull 5 main themes now, and you start off with this Tower card. It says solid foundation, success with effort. This is not like the Tower in the Tarot, obviously, so I do feel there is some sort of success coming in for you. It is pretty interesting. I'm going to skip ahead here because actually, like 3 cards in, you have this lightning card, which says control your anger or you'll be sorry. Tower, lightning, knock in the tower. So again, control your emotions here in work or business for sure. I'm also getting something like about mistakes. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I would just control yourself. Like if you have a YouTube channel or something like that, you don't want anything coming out on YouTube. I remember years ago there was a girl on YouTube who was like abusing her dog. That came out because she accidentally uploaded the video of her hitting her dog or whatever. So it's like, I'm not saying that you're hitting your dog, but again, I'm saying don't get caught, saying something stupid on YouTube or something, or TikTok or whatever. You have this coins card that says money will be coming to you, so definitely financial changes. It's kind of funny because there really wasn't much about your finances in here. But there was a little bit about career and stuff, but you have the Ace of Pentacles, where it's like nothing else. But I do feel that there are like improvements coming in for you financially. You have this haystack card that says karma, you will reap what you have sown. Definitely karma coming back around in your reading. I mean, you have some karmic cards. Even the Six of Swords, sometimes I consider to be a karmic card, so there you go. You also have this Weeping Willow. It says family sorrow. I do feel like some of you could be going through a breakup or separation is what I'm getting here intuitively. It could be involving a family. I really don't feel sorrow, though, if I'm being honest. I feel like some of you are just kind of moving on from something, and that's really all I'm getting. I'm going to pull 6 other oracle cards now, and we're just going to do this kind of like to see what else wants to come up here. You have this card that says, there's a path you are meant to be on, trust it. This new path, 2 wands. Also the 3 of wands. I feel like you're seeing an opportunity in something where maybe you didn't see an opportunity in it before, right? So it's like something is coming back around, I feel. You have this card that says, try not to resist changes that come your way. Tower, lightning bolt card there. Don't delay the inevitable. There's definitely some sort of change coming in for you here. I would be careful repeating a past relationship as well. That's only for like a small percentage of you. You have this card that says, there's still time to change the road you're on. It's never too late. So if there's something you want to accomplish, I would go for it. Next, you have this workaholic card. It says, having strong work ethic and giving it 110% all the time. I definitely feel that you are going to be working hard at this time, probably because you're seeing results for the work that you're doing. You have this home card, home-based business, making money from home. Wouldn't surprise me at all if some of you were like working from home more, making money from home, or working on a side hustle, something like that. You also have this change card. It says, there's a change for the better coming your way. Love it. I think this whole entire reading was kind of about a change for the better in general, feeling more fulfillment. 10 of Cups, plain and simple. So this looks amazing. Thank you for being here, Virgo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.